Hello guys, it's me. I'm back again after a few months. So today we're gonna do something a little different. Well, not really different. They're just gonna do the same type of crap because everything's just the same type of crap now. So I'm gonna play a little bit of Wolfenstein: New Order. Well, not the New Order, the Old Blood. And really, the thing I want to talk about today is just how much leftism has really destroyed, everything, and love of really anything we could have agreed on. Between the National Anthem Protest and more politics being brought into sports, I just can't really see an end game here that would be enjoyable for anyone. It sucks, I know. It sucks a lot. It's like
this war is a disease. Basically, blood spilled by warriors. I feel the winds from the gathering star.
Okay, so every day we're just in a time of division right now in America. It's really sad to see how far it's fallen for us. It really sucks.
I hope you don't mind the weight of the world on your shoulders, Agent Blazkowicz.
I've got pretty solid shoulders.
Alright, so I'm just going to start on this whole National Anthem protest thing. I'm going to give you a little bit of history into it. It all started because Colin Kaepernick, well, it didn't really start there. It started somewhere towards 2013, 2012, I think, because everybody would make fun of Tim Tebow. Everybody made fun of Tim Tebow because he kneeled for national anthems, but he didn't do it for self-reason. He did it because he worshiped God. That was his big deal. And the NFL said if he didn't stop putting John 3:16 on his cheeks with the little paint, then then they'd fine him and stuff, and then, he left the NFL because he played pretty bad. But that was really one of the big things that led to the division we're having now. So fast forward to now, and in between then and now, we've had things like Ray Rice beating up his wife, a bunch of domestic dispute problems the NFL can't solve because they're super incompetent. And then you have the stupid thing with the St. Louis Rams doing the infamous hands up, don't shoot pose because, this virtue signal to Michael Brown, even though he was trying to kill the damn cop when the cop was just trying to when a cop asked him something because he fit a description from a robbery. So it was completely self-defense, but the left freaked out about it, and of course everybody's gonna just go to the left in a really stupid way. And then it all came to a head with Colin Kaepernick kneeling for the national anthem. No one really noticed it until after the game. Everybody's like, why the hell is he kneeling? And then he said that he did it because he wouldn't stand up for a flag that oppresses black people and people of color. And I'm like, are you dense? Are you retarded or something? And that's what a lot of people in the country think. That's what a lot of people in this country continue to think. But through that, he created this huge divide in the sports arena that eventually spread not only from the NFL, but to high schools, to international sports that America participated in. But it seemed to be dying down by the end of this year, by the end of last year. But then, Donald Trump was elected. And And then Trump comes out and does something really stupid, even though I agree with most of the stuff that he says about the national anthem protest. It shouldn't be coming from the president, alright? Because a lot of people on the right hated it when Obama put himself into positions that he had no real authority over, or really shouldn't have been talking about, because he should have been doing his stupid job. It's the same thing I'm going to be saying to Trump. Shut up and do your freaking job. You haven't gotten any policies put through. You haven't repealed Obamacare. Alright, yeah, that's the big thing, alright? Everybody wants to get rid of Obamacare, but we're not doing it. So I just don't get why why Trump just had the need to say this. Well, no, I do know why, because it's Trump. He's going to be super spontaneous. So, I mean, of course he's going to do shit like this. It gets on my nerves. Alright? Because every time, but you know, the left screwed it up anyway. Even when they have somewhat of a leg to stand on, they end it in their own stupid way. And so a bunch of NFL teams protested because he said that he said we should fire the SOBs who kneel for the anthem, which is stupid, because even if they disrespect the flag, which I think is really stupid and stuff like that, even if they're a good player, then they should stay in, because Steve Nash kneeled for the national. He did something close to it. He didn't stand for the flag because he protested the Iraq War, but you know why? But you know why he kept playing? Because he was good. He was highly sought after. And so you had things like the Kaepernick protest. Well, people protesting on the behalf of Colin Kaepernick to get him a job, even though that's the protest thing is not why he doesn't have it. Is not why he didn't have a job. It's because he sucks so bad. Take away rushing, he was at the bottom. He was at the bottom point of the top 30 for quarterbacks. He sucked so bad. His quarterback efficiency sucked. And the San Francisco 49ers, they knew he was sucking up until 2016. They were losing more and more. Last year they sucked the worst they'd ever sucked in a long time. Then he does that in protest cut, but yeah. And so now people are either joining up Kaepernick, kneeling for the anthem, or they were going to protest Trump because the flag somehow represents Trump, even though it's actually representing people who fought and died in defense of the nation and stuff like that. Like, there are a lot of other ways to protest, but I mean, really, if you can't stand for the national anthem, you're a douchebag. I mean, if you can't stand for the flag, if you can't stand for the anthem, if you can't sing and stand for the anthem, you're a douche. Alright, if this was a legitimate thing where the government was actually oppressing people, then I wouldn't have as much credence with it, but that's not happening. That hasn't happened since 1964. Alright? That hasn't happened for a really long time in America, but people love to claim, oh, it's like Donald Glover, who was an actor I really like, but at the Emmys he said some stupid shit like, thank you Donald Trump for making black people the most oppressed people in America. Even though blacks kill more blacks in America today. Like, alright, this has been true for a long time. Blacks have been killing each other historically more than whites have. And cops have. Even though they love to bring up Detroit as an example, even though that was a lot of bullshit on both sides, but I digress. And I just really don't get the end game that could come from this. If I could see a good end game, I'd say it, but I have a feeling I'm gonna be called an idiot if I do say it. I just have no real. I just don't see any good thing that can come out of this entire cycle of shitty politics, virtue signaling, and flat-out idiocy that I'm seeing from people on the left and the right, even though I'm more inclined to agree with the right on this. Of course, I'm a conservative, but seeing all this shit happening, it just makes me feel emotionally exhausted. I just feel super emotionally exhausted. because the people. Because I mean, I know my parents are going to take a different view of it. I know my friends are going to take some different views of it. I know everybody's going to take a different view of it. And we're basically losing the great thing that really kept us together is sports. Because, I mean, it didn't matter what political era you were in, whether you were in Reagan, or you were in the first Bush, or you were the second Bush, or you were Obama, or, you know, Trump. I mean, we had sports to really bring us together, but that's not happening. It's gone. Alright, it's all gone. And part of it's Trump's fault because of the comments he said. I agree. He was a freaking idiot when he said it. But the NFL have been fostering this type of bullshit for a while. The NBA has been fostering this type of shit for a while, and with people like Greg Popovich, who I really respect, said stuff like that. He said that really gave in to the BLM bullcrap, which is really atrocious for anyone to do. I don't care how much I respect you. And it's just, and now celebrities that are in both sports are taking like the moral high ground over Trump because he called protesters sons of bitches, which is, you know, really funny because they say Trump's trying to divide the nation. What about when Obama tried to divide the nation, huh? I don't hear you guys talking about how Obama tried to divide the nation with his rhetoric. How much of an asshole he was to people he disagreed with. How he took a morally substantial man like Mitt Romney and tried to turn him into a racist, sexist, homophobe with no real evidence at all. Where he called the Tea Party basically, basically domestic terrorist, even though the Tea Partiers have never really done one riot ever. They've done a lot of protests, but they've never rioted. And then, of course, there's also evidence out that he basically let Antifa do their bidding, even though Antifa was being called out by the Justice Department for being agitators at conservative events on college campuses. Like, I find it really funny how they're completely ignoring everything, all for the sake of moral high ground and, oh, I hate you, so I'm just gonna bash you with a bunch of straw man fallacies. It's just stupid. You just don't understand it. And now, I just, like I said, I see no real way out of this where the country can stay unified. Right? If sports people weren't screwing the entire American population that actually cares about our country and the Constitution and the freedoms that it stands for, you wouldn't really be in the situation. If everyone just left freaking Kaepernick in the dust, we wouldn't be in the situation. If people were actually letting Tim Tebow do his thing on his own, then we wouldn't be in this situation. Right? It's just sad how far politics is driven into normal life. It's sad. It's just don't understand it. But of course, this is actually going to help Trump politically. And it's really ironic how it's going to help Trump politically, because he said something that was pretty divisionist, but then the NFL and the NBA retaliated in such retarded ways that they're going to end up driving more people into Trump's camp, because the general consensus in the United States: don't disrespect the flag. If you do it, you're a jackass. Doesn't matter what the reason you're doing it for, because it's most likely flawed anyway. But then the NBA and the NFL retaliated in the stupidest way. And so they're just gonna, the people who are watching the NFL, they're just not gonna tune in, alright? The biggest reason why people stopped watching the NFL last year was because of the National Anthem Protest. That was the real big thing. Everybody did not want to see them protest the national anthem and the American flag. Alright? And Colin Kaepernick, he was wrong on a lot of the bullshit he said, but I support his right to do it. Alright? I don't think you should be fired for kneeling for the national anthem. Alright? It's free speech. Do what the hell you want. Alright? Let him protest. Alright? Dale Jr. did a... I mean, I respect the guy. He's one of my favorite NASCAR drivers. And he sent out a tweet saying that you should let these guys protest, basically. Because, I mean, if you don't let peaceful protests go, you'll let violent protests become easier.
I'm here, Wesley.
So, I mean...
I'll get us out of here somehow.
I'd let them do it. If I were the people running through here, I'd let them do it. But our politics is so polarized. We can't... Any type of thing where we can really come together, everybody on both sides ruined it. Right? Everybody on both sides ruined it. I can't find any real place to really find a good link with the person on the left now. As much as I try, it's just stupid. And then you have the ignorant womanist, I hate men types, and radical leftists who won't hear it. Even if you use facts, they won't hear it. But they'll go chant, "Go do it, of course!" and stuff like that. Of course! And they it just sucks. Alright, I'm tired of it. Alright, I just want to go home. Well, I am home, but I just want everyone to go home, think about what they did, and if we could do something to actually try to help the community, as in the entire continent of America, heal from this bullshit that's been coming around from everybody, the country would be a hell of a lot better for it. Alright, this isn't something that's going to fix itself over time. Well, this is something that's going to fix itself over time. But unless we stop saying stupid bullshit about each other, then we shouldn't do. There's no way we're going to be able to come together as a country. It's just going to suck. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my slurred rant. I don't really think that was my rant type of thing. I haven't made a video in about a month. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a good one.